Okay, so picture this. You want to catch up with a friend, right? But instead of like typing it all out, you're having this totally natural flowing conversation, but with your AI assistant.
It's a big leap, yeah.
That's the future OpenAI seems to be building towards.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it seems like with this latest ChatGPT update. And we're going to break it all down for you today.
It really is a significant leap. OpenAI is really pushing ChatGPT way beyond, just simple text. Like
Right.
they're trying to make it more human, to give it more of a human-like AI experience. And this new advanced voice update is a big, big step in that direction.
Advanced voice. Okay, for those of us who aren't like living in the AI lab 24/7, what does that even mean?
It means ChatGPT is going to be more like a conversational partner, like someone you'd actually have a back and forth with, like someone who gets what you mean, even the little things. We're talking about AI that can remember stuff you talked about before, not start fresh every time.
Got it.
And it can handle interruptions, like if you suddenly change the subject, and it might even pick up on how you're feeling just from your voice.
Whoa. Okay, so no more robot voice. Tell me more about these new voices. The article we were looking at from Cointelegraph mentioned a bunch of new options.
5 to be exact. They've added Arbor, Maple, SXL, Spruce, and Vale.
Catchy.
OpenAI is clearly, really trying to make these voices sound as natural and human as possible.
And why is that so important, do you think?
Well, think about it. I mean, would you rather have a chat with, a machine or with someone who actually sounds like a real person?
I talk to my plants,
Right.
but they're not the best conversationalists.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. A relatable voice, it just changes everything. It builds trust, It's more comfortable, especially as AI becomes more common in our lives.
It's true.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me of that whole thing with Scarlett Johansson and OpenAI's Sky Voice.
Ah, yes. The Sky incident.
For those who might not remember, OpenAI had to completely shelve their super lifelike Sky Voice after actress Scarlett Johansson claimed it sounded way too much like her own voice and filed a lawsuit.
Yeah.
It even got OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, to post a one-word response online. Her.
Wow.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire. Right?
Yeah, it was a whole PR nightmare for them. They eventually scrapped the voice, that any resemblance was just a coincidence.
Right.
But
Purely coincidental.
yeah. But it brings up a really important point, though, don't you think? How human-like is too human-like when it comes to AI voices? Where do we draw the line?
That's a good question.
It's a question that becomes even more relevant with this latest update. As ChatGPT's voice becomes more, natural and relatable, it makes you wonder, where does the artificial end and the human begin,
Yeah.
It's getting blurry.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
A little unnerving,
It is.
but exciting.
Yeah. But for now, let's maybe shift gears a little bit and delve into another fascinating part of this update. The ability to give ChatGPT custom instructions.
Custom instructions, huh? That sounds kind of different, like we're moving past just basic chatbot stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole other ball game. It's huge. Think about it. You could actually, shape ChatGPT's personality. I mean, really make it your own.
Definitely.
Make it match your humor, or how you talk to people, even your values if you want to go that far. This kind of customization. It could totally change how we use technology.
So instead of some generic AI assistant, you could have one that's basically made for you.
Exactly.
What's changed under the hood? I mean, what makes this level of custom stuff even possible now?
Well, this level of voice synthesis, it takes some serious AI power and the way they're processing language now. Light years ahead of what we're used to. Even if you've heard those old text-to-speech things, they always sounded kind of robotic.
Yeah.
These new voices, they're something else. Really natural and expressive. It's pretty amazing.
It sounds like OpenAI is going all in on this whole blurring the lines between talking to a person and talking to AI.
Oh, absolutely. And those custom instructions, they're a big part of it. Just imagine you'll be able to tweak its responses, make it sound more casual or more formal, whatever you want. You could even guide how it acts in a conversation, make it match your style.
Okay, I'll admit that is seriously cool. But let's pull back for a sec. This is starting to feel like we're living in the future. What's the takeaway for our listeners? Why should they even care about fancy voices and custom instructions?
The big picture here. We're on the edge of something big. how we interact with technology. It's all about to change. No more typing on keyboards all day, staring at screens. We're moving towards talking to our tech like it's another person, just more natural and easier.
Like something straight out of Star Trek.
Right. It's kind of wild. But it's easy to get caught up in how cool it all is, right? We got to remember, every new technology, it comes with new questions, new challenges.
You're like, what? Give me an example.
Well, think about it. These AI voices, they're starting to sound really, really human.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure they're not being used in bad ways? How do we prevent people from abusing that? It's something to think about as this stuff keeps getting more advanced.
True.
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about. On the one hand, we got this incredible potential. I mean, we could change how we communicate, make our experiences so much more personal. But then there's the other side, the ethical side, and what could go wrong.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's a lot to unpack here.
There is.
But hey, that's what we do, right?
Right. This is the deep dive.
Oh.
We take these super complex, mind-bending topics, and we break them down.
That's right.
Hopefully give you something to think about afterwards.
Exactly. And I think, if this whole deep dive shows us anything, it's that this whole AI thing, it's moving fast. Faster than we ever thought. So many possibilities.
Okay, so bottom line for our listener, what's the one big takeaway from all of this?
I'd say that line between what's human and what's artificial, it's getting really blurry. This isn't sci-fi anymore, This is happening here now. This latest update with ChatGPT, the voices, how real they sound, how you can even customize their personalities.
Right.
That's the future right there.
It's pretty wild when you think about it. Kind of daunting, too.
Oh, for sure. But the thing is, if we can wrap our heads around it, if we can understand where it's going, we have these conversations about what it means, then we can actually help shape how AI develops, right?
I like that.
Make sure it's good for everybody.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI voices, here's a thought to leave you with. Imagine a world where you can sit down, have an actual conversation with your AI assistant, and it gets you. I mean, it really understands what you need, what you prefer, even better than you do sometimes. That's what we're talking about here.
It is.
And it's closer than you might think.